He's like, that's not Jinxie Cat. He's like, what? And he goes, you spray painted my cat. It's like, Derek, that is your gecko. No, you spray painted my gecko.
I know you can milk a gecko. Oh, you can milk anything with nipples.
Anything with nipples.
Oh, yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Okay, could we change the subject, perhaps?
I have nipples. Can you milk me?
Hi.
Oh, welcome
Hi.
to another episode of the Itchy Sweater Podcast.
Yeah.
We are your humble servants. Don't wear socks too and bed.
You still going to criticize me for that?
I'm going to let it go eventually.
Listen, that was last episode stuff, okay?
Yeah, we've moved on from then. But it's all good. It's all good.
It better be.
It is. It is. But how we doing today, Kyle?
You know, it's a gloomy Saturday.
Yeah.
Got a 8-year-old's birthday party I have to be a part of here in a little bit.
By the way, it's a gloomy Sunday.
Sunday. Sorry, Sunday. Saturday was yesterday, and that's Mason's game and all that. Yeah, that's what we were going to talk about. I don't know where I'm at.
It's okay.
Everything's blending together.
You know what? That happens sometimes.
And I might have a hernia.
Really?
I might.
Okay. What makes you say that?
Not a groin one, but I guess you can get them in your abdomen.
Yeah, you can.
Coughing a lot. You remember when I was coughing like crazy?
Yeah. So you think
like 2 months
you
ago?
pressed a little hard and it
Well,
got some got
I was driving,
shifted.
I was driving down the road the other day, or not the other day, but like
It's the start of a country song.
a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and I coughed and I felt a pop in my side, and I was like, "Whoa, that didn't feel good."
Okay.
Called my mom. I'm like, "Mom, what do you think I got?" Because she's my go-to when stuff with my body happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Could I have tore or something just now?" She goes, "It's possible." I was like, "What about a hernia?" She goes, "Maybe." So a couple weeks go by, and now I'm starting to feel a small lump in my side. And it's very irritated when I'm sitting down for a while or if I'm leaning to my left.
Yeah.
I might have a hernia.
Well, I hope that's not the case, but it's sounding likely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I have
I even called Tim. I texted Tim about it.
Yeah.
I said, "Tim, where did you have yours?" And he's like, in my side.
Yeah.
Or not my side, sorry, in my abdomen.
Yeah. You could actually
Like,
see
I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. Did you ever see the lump that he had?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty.
wait.
It was pretty.
I might have.
Yeah, it was pretty grody
It
looking.
was
Yeah, it was sticking out.
protruding.
Yeah.
Mine's not,
Okay.
but I can feel a lump.
Okay.
But that did not stop me from going to my son's final flag football game yesterday.
Yeah, because you are one of the coaches, right?
I am I would honestly say I am the assistant head coach
Good for you.
because, and I don't know if I've talked about it before. I probably have, but the head coach, he's a good dude. He needs to coach different levels of football. He gets to the point where he gets mad at these 4, 5, and 6-year-olds who don't know much about the game for making a stupid mistake and goes, "I'm about to lose my shit." And he points to me getting in there, and I'm like, okay. So but this is the crappy part. This is the one part I hated. I go in for defense. We either stop them or they get the touchdown. Whatever. It's not that big a deal. It's just kids flag football.
For
whatever.
sure.
It's like, man, you guys didn't do it, but whatever. Shit happens. Then I'll be going to do offense, and I'll be like, ball. He'll go run out there to go do the offense again. I'm like, you son of a bitch. But yesterday, I don't know if he was busy or not. He was turning around, talking to somebody in the stands. I told Tyler, the guy who has the same last name as me, which is freaking crazy.
Tyler Lemire.
Shout out Tyler.
Shout out Tyler.
He also likes cars. Weird. It's interesting. But he's a Minnesota fan, so he had to give me crap.
For sure.
He threw me the ball, and I'm like, I'm going to do offense. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
I love coaching offense way more than defense, especially in flag.
Yeah. Well,
Dude.
you
Oh
can
my
you can
gosh.
do a little bit more experimentation.
Dude.
You don't have to worry about it as much.
It was fun.
Yeah, I bet.
And then we got down. I actually got to score on my first drive ever coaching, so it was nice.
Nice.
We only got 6. We didn't get the 7 because we went for the extra point. They
Okay.
didn't get it. But we get down to the goal line, and the kids are this one kid in the middle. I'm like, let's run up the middle, right up the gut. So this kid Wyatt, he's the tallest kid on the team. I'm like, you're gonna get your touchdown. You're doing very good. He's turned it around. Gets up to the 1 yard line. The kid literally wraps him up and pulls him down. I'm like, flag, and the ref's throwing it, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying not to be, too crazy about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, Christopher, the coach's son. I'm like, Christopher, you're gonna run up the middle. Same thing. Tackles him. I'm like, flag again. I'm like, I said, Mason, he's my all-star. I'm very biased because he's my son.
Yeah.
But if you ask anybody on that team, Mason's the star of that team.
Yeah. If he's good, he's good.
They were like, Kyle, give the ball to Mason. Okay. So I told Mason, I said, Mason, I need you to step up right now. I need you to get on the other side of that line because we're right there. It's like half a yard.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't go any further with the penalty. You're just right there. I'm like, Mason, run that freaking ball up the middle. Sure enough, holding call again.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, seriously? But I declined it. I was like, no, we're taking the points.
Yeah.
So we get over there. We're going, yeah, cool, awesome. And then the chaos erupts. This is where the game went away. Coach's son, I'm like, hey, I'm going to have you go get the ball. Mason's going to run it to you. You're going to run it back around as a reverse right up the middle. 5 yards. That's it to get up there. Kid runs to the sideline. And I'm like, when were you going to cut up field? Starts crying. I'm like, no. I'm not mad, but dude, like, I said cut up the field. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you gotta.
He's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh my
no.
gosh. So I go back out there for defense. We do our thing. They score on us. And then Donnie comes back in, and I'm like.
Now, my question is, you have been coaching this team for a while.
3-4 months.
Yeah. It seems like every time there's always just drama. Just absolute drama.
Kind of. Not to mention that a lot of the parents do not like the way, which I understand, but then again, I'm like, it's football. Your kids are going to get yelled at.
True.
But they are 4, 5, and 6.
Also true. Yeah.
So I'm thinking next grade up, the next level, which is 7 and 8s, yell at him, whatever. But a lot of coaches are not fans because he does lose his crap. He's like, what did I tell you? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
I just freaking told you, run up the field, and you run the other way. Like,
yeah.
he's like
so
screaming.
He's been, yeah.
He's a hothead.
So he loses it for real.
He does. So at the end of the game, and I'm not trying to put the guy down, but at the end of the game, he goes up to the kids and he's like, I know I was hard on you during the season. I'm like, you're trying to save face with a bunch of 4 and 5-year-olds right now.
Yeah, you must
what
be.
Are you doing?
Yeah. Well, you think he's going to look like tell like their parents, say, oh, my coach has been yelling at me? Yeah.
So now,
he's feeling some type of way.
and they were like, does anybody have to say anything? I was turned around. I didn't even want to listen to it. They're like, Coach Kyle, do you have anything to say? And I'm like, and I had to think about it. I was like, well, it wasn't the season we wanted. We kind of got screwed with the draft. But if there's anything I want those kids to learn, anything just sticks in their head, run upfield.
Mm-hmm.
Don't run side to side. Don't run backwards. Run upfield. And I left it at that. So now, the regular season was over. That was a bowl game, apparently, for us.
Really?
We got runner-up medals.
Okay.
Woohoo. And it was against the team we had our first win against. And they came with a vengeance, man. I was like, dude, they did not play like that when we played them before. They were like 0-7, 0-8.
Really?
Or 1-7, something like that.
So they,
and they were pissed that we beat them.
Wow.
We came into their house during homecoming and beat them.
Well, hey, sometimes.
So, yeah.
Sometimes you just got those wins that you just got to win, even when you don't know it.
So now I have to get a hold of the coaches because the Saturday after Thanksgiving, there's a bowl game in San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio.
And we only have like 3 kids that are going to show up.
Oh, yeah?
The 5 or 6. So I'm thinking, because they said we can combine teams, I was like, if we can get enough kids to combine teams, we can make our super team that we wanted to make.
For sure.
So I got to figure out and go with them if they're going to practice or not. But it'll be interesting because they also light up the Riverwalk that weekend too. So.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So this season's coming to a close, right?
It's basically
that was okay.
Basically.
Okay. So that's been it. So overall, if you had to give it a 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best,
season or team?
Season wise, what would you rate this season? After having your coaching experience,
probably a 6.
Okay,
maybe a 5.5.
Okay, a little over half.
It could have been It could have been better. We could have coached the kids differently. Definitely got screwed in the draft with getting those kids. That coach didn't even know who the kids were the year before. We had a really good team the year before, and this coach didn't know who to pick.
Just didn't, yeah.
So, I mean, if I was in there and I was picking kids, I probably could have done a better job. But probably a strong 6. Could have been better, but we didn't go winless. So
that's good.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And the kids learned something.
Good. Okay, that's good. I think that's a good positive, especially to start with, because I think we're going to delve into a little bit of something kind of negative, and that is the fact that Matthew Perry, star of Friends and other films,
17 again.
Yeah, 17 again.
That's the only one I knew about his film.
The weird thing about it is the thing that's gotten the internet up in a tizzy is the fact that he died of apparent drowning. And he was in a hot tub. So this, of course, has sparked a lot of speculation, as if somebody put a hit out on him. It was supposed to look like an apparent suicide. All type of stuff, all kind of conspiracies that are going around.
I know who it was. Hillary Clinton. Hunter Biden.
Now,
somebody.
Yeah, Hunter Biden. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play the video that you sent me.
Because it's pretty weird.
It is.
If you look at it just like from outside in and you didn't know much about it, you could honestly believe this whole entire thing.
Possibly. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it, and then we'll go ahead and see what the situation is here.
The Matthew Perry death.
Oh, what's the theory on that?
A lot of theories saying that his whole death was actually planned. When you go on his Instagram, I don't know if you've seen it, but he hasn't posted for like bare months, right? But just recently, in the last 2 months, he starts posting shit like this. Shows Batman, hold on. And then he's like, he goes to the corner, and then he goes to the ceiling, shows the bat symbol. Usually in the cartoons, what does a bat symbol symbolize? Something's in danger or someone needs help. He posts another picture. Batman plays pickleball. So everyone's like, what the fuck? Is that an indicator? Because the day that he died, earlier on the day, he was playing pickleball. So was that indicator like, oh, once the day I play pickleball, something's gonna happen to me? Next video, a day after, he drops cranberries on a desk.
What the fuck?
Cranberries, right? There's a band out there called the Cranberries, right? And the lead singer died by drowning. Matt Perry died in the jacuzzi because he drowned.
No, that's fun.
The Matthew Perry death.
Oh, what's the
So here's what I'm gonna say.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah, the only weird thing about that whole situation is the cranberries. That to me sparks a little bit of like, okay, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if the picture of him playing pickleball was the day he actually passed. I don't know if that's true.
I think the weird part about it is the random pictures.
Yeah.
The whole Batman thing, like, hey, someone needs help. Like, I can see that, but I know that he was, what was it? He had an issue with
alcoholism.
Was it alcohol?
Yeah, which is what I'm also going to touch on. So this is why I think it's not as crazy as people think it is, because it was a drowning, and he has dealt with for a very, 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 very long time alcoholism. It's something that has nearly taken his life a couple times, and it's something that consumed his life for a very long time.
Pretty badly, too.
Yeah, so like he even wrote a book on it. And
did he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is something that he said himself, it never goes away. It's just something that you deal with and you try. Like you can't even have the one drink, because after the one drink, I'm out of control. He says, as soon as I have, like, it was my choice to have the one drink. After that, I'm not even behind the wheel anymore. So I think, and he's also had issues with other substances as well, like drugs, and like it's not just alcoholism.
So okay, so I did hear that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's a possibility that he got a little carried away, went to the hot tub, and I think he was so possibly either unconscious, like passed out, or out of it to the point where he slipped down in the hot tub and he passed.
Well, and that's the thing too, is they say don't be in a hot tub longer than 30 minutes, something like that, or an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
When your body gets so relaxed that there's movies that kind of make fun of it. That what was the one? Hall Pass with Owen Wilson.
Yeah. He's
in the gym and he ends up being in there for an hour and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's a comedy part of the movie. He gets pulled out by two naked guys with their wieners in his face. But,
yeah.
But there is a thing about your body being so comfortable after being in there for a while that it falls asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mix that with either drugs or alcohol. I mean, your body's already comfortable. It's slowing down. Could have passed out. Even if it was the bottle, he could have passed out and fell asleep in it.
Yeah.
But the pictures though, the pictures are what kind of, I was like, wow, that's, the cranberries thing was definitely kind of, okay, they died of that as well. But before that, he did the Batman thing, the Batman signal.
Bat signal. Which I think is him just kind of like setting up a theater because he's about to watch a Batman movie.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's setting a stage.
And it could be anything.
Yeah. And I'm not saying you're wrong.
It could be. He made a parody porno of Batman. I don't know. It could have been anything.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
But it's definitely with the way things lined up.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird.
Yeah, I'll say it's definitely a little weird.
Honestly, I hope it wasn't a setup or anything. Like I
hope not either.
I really do hope that when he went, I hope it was very comfortable. I hope it wasn't painful.
Yeah, or anything like
I hope he passed out and didn't have to deal with any of it.
Oh no,
I don't know.
Yeah, because I know drowning is not. Like in itself isn't actually peaceful.
That's not something I would want to do.
Yeah, but when you're asleep, I don't know.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Friends. Like I don't think it was the greatest sitcom ever, like a lot of people think.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that he was the sarcastic kind of prick.
Yeah, in a way.
I did kind of go off of that with growing up. I was like, oh, it's funny. Everybody's laughing because he's sarcastic.
Yeah.
So me being me, I kind of grew up with that, and I'm like, hey, if you're sarcastic, you can be funny. And everybody kind of likes you, when you're funny.
For sure.
So I wouldn't say I idolized him, but I did take some notes.
Right.
So it does kind of like, oh, damn, man. Like, I remember watching that guy before. And, I mean, you could say the same thing with Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That was another person that kind of hit home. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and that's and Robin Williams was not public at all.
No.
About that.
No.
So it wasn't even a thing where it was like with Matthew Perry, we knew he had issues,
exactly.
And we knew he was recovering from those things and trying to get better. Like Robin Williams, we had no
idea.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. It's like, what, suicide? Huh? Yeah.
Was it drugs overdose?
I think it was.
Yeah.
We
didn't know,
but it was
Heath Ledger. We didn't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, certain celebrities' deaths hit different.
Mm-hmm.
Change out that headband, buddy.
Yeah.
But this one was kind of was a shock. It was kind of weird, out of left field, really come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
it kind of has been this is definitely another one of those ones where it's like, what? Because a lot of celebrity deaths, like, you never really see them coming.
No.
Like, but even when it's like Betty White or like older people, you're like, oh, that sucks. Didn't see it coming. But Betty White is also 99.
exactly.
So it was like, so, but like Matthew Perry kind of coming out of nowhere, it's like, oh man, like I hope it wasn't like what was been taking over his life all these times, and it's a possibility that it might have been, but it is kind of weird though. Like, was he 54?
I think 54. I think so.
So like that's still, to me, that's still young. I don't think you're really like old, in my opinion, until you're like 60.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And another one that's kind of, I don't want to say it's coming, but that's going to kind of hit hard, and I know for you too, this one will, is Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Bam has had such a...
Yeah. The fact that he's still alive right now is a miracle.
And like right now, I follow him on Instagram, and I always watch his reels, like when he posts something.
Mm-hmm.
He's got this whole thing going around the States, trying to see his son, saying the son's mom's a piece of crap and won't let him see him. He just wants to see his son. He wants to stay sober. Well, then, when I first started, it was a couple months ago, but when I came back to him, I had seen something, I think Steve-O posted it and or talked about it on his podcast. It was, Bam's running from the law now, and
there was a point. There was a time where he was like in the woods somewhere, like we couldn't find him.
And then, a month later, he's on
Pops up
Instagram,
again. Yeah.
just, hey guys, I'm doing good, blah blah blah, and you're like, dude, you keep doing this, you ain't coming down a very good road.
Yeah.
Like, your road is about to end. If
I
this
was,
is the way we're doing it.
to be totally honest, I was prepared for the worst when that happened. When like they couldn't find him, I was like, oh
yeah.
Like as soon as that happened, I was like, oh well, here we go.
Yeah.
But
like I said, I mean,
but again, I feel like he's just hanging on by a thread, man.
Exactly.
Like he was on this level of like better than just rock bottom, then better rock bottom, and it's just like, dude.
It's one of those things that's it'll hit me and you especially, in this lots of people, but us too, because we were involved with those action sports at some time, and we idolized that stuff growing up.
No, for sure.
We watched Viva La Bam.
Yeah.
I watched whatever that other show with him and the girl was. We watched Jackass.
Unholy Marriage or Unholy Matrimony, something like that.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Him and Missy.
Yeah.
And
Jackass.
we grew up with that.
Yeah.
So it's those things
watching
that you
X
grow up
Games
with.
every year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even Tony Hawk's when he was on tour. Remember he had like all those seasons where Tony Hawk was on tour and you take all these other skaters with him. What was that called again? Do you remember that? Tony Hawk's like tour or something like that? But
I don't remember.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
All those things. It's just growing up with that stuff, and then you see this and you're like, damn, another one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just seeing these and I know they're just celebrities, but they are people.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that's the thing. They are people.
Saying,
like, it reminds us that they're people.
Yeah. And
it's like, oh, man.
Seeing them do the things that we enjoy that they did.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed watching, Matthew Perry being a sarcastic prick.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bam hitting himself in the nuts. Or,
yeah. Terrified of snakes. Like, anytime I put a snake in there, he's, like, brought to tears. It's like, oh, wow, that's wild.
Betty White doing the to the window to the wall thing on that movie.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. And you're like, damn, again, another one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely weird. I'm not heartbroken over it, but it's definitely shocking that these things are happening.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really something else. But, again, definitely, I hope there was no like foul play or anything like that. I hope, the family is doing okay and that people are just taking this in stride and processing how they need to process and all that stuff, because it is sad. You definitely don't want to hear anything like this. So
yeah,
I just hope everybody affected is doing okay. But yeah, on that note.
yeah, for real. Let's just keep going with some weird stuff. You had a question for me.
I wanted to know if you believed in the Illuminati.
The Illuminati. So, Derek, give me a rundown of the Illuminati for the people that are not into and know what they exactly do.
Well, the Illuminati is apparently like this secret organization of elites who are pulling the strings of our very reality. Everything is being controlled by these elite people. If you want to make it in Hollywood, you have to do something weird. You have to sacrifice a kid. You have to do something weird to yourself.
Weird
You have
stuff.
to idolize some false god or something like that. Like these people who are in the shadows, or maybe even hiding in plain sight, who are either part of the Illuminati or have sold their soul to the Illuminati to have fame and fortune.
I got a question for you before I answer.
Okay.
Who do you think is a part of the Illuminati? Seriously, like if the Illuminati is actually real, which I have no doubt.
I don't think it is.
I the way I always thought of Illuminati was they were opposite of what's the one with the masks, the white masks? Anonymous?
Oh,
Anonymous?
yeah.
I
The
always
people
thought
who wear
they-
the Guy
where
Fawkes
they-
mask.
Yeah, where they
V for Vendetta?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I always thought they were like the opposite of them.
Oh.
They didn't. They weren't really for the people.
Uh-huh.
They're for money.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about anything else. Which, by the way, what day was it? 7 days ago. Speaking of V for Vendetta, was the 5th of November when everything blew up in that movie.
Yep. I saw some posts on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's right.
I saw
Forgot about that.
I saw the clip.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yep.
But I always thought they were the opposite. Now, do I think that they're an actual group? No. Do I think that there are elitists that do crazy things and put people in a room with them and say, if you don't do this, we'll make your life a living hell? Yeah, I believe that.
Okay.
I believe in everything along the lines of what they do, but I think Illuminati is just something that they made up to get the attention away from them, I guess. I don't know how to put it.
I think the Illuminati is something made up to make people who aren't smart sound smart.
Yeah.
And I think it's also something made up to make people believe that someone didn't get to a position because of luck and people they know. They got there because they did a blood sacrifice.
yeah.
And I'm like, no,
I don't-
there's people out there who are just really lucky, who are in the
Yes.
right place at the right time and have connections that you don't.
Yes. No, I believe that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. Like, who is Chadwick Boseman got helped out because Denzel Washington found out who he was and paid his college tuition or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, sometimes you just
know?
get really fortunate.
And then after that, he became an actor, did his thing, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
but
and you need time.
you know.
You need time and resources. If you
Exactly.
have those things, like, you might be able to make something happen.
do I believe in the blood rituals and everything? No, I don't.
Nah.
Do I think that they will make your life, there are people that will make your life a living hell?
Yes,
Oh, absolutely.
but I think those people hide in plain sight.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
those people are just people. These are people we already know about.
Yes,
Like
yes.
we know that there are super either rich people or people who have a lot of influence who could say something and your life ain't going so well.
No.
And as a matter of fact, we know Chris Rock did this. Chris Rock had a rape allegations.
Yes.
And then he called his basically like his hitman, and he had the girl taken care of, and she had to like leave and move away, and she
Now,
got like roughed up, and
was that proved?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like this is
remember hearing
on.
about it.
Yeah, this is like a call, like video or no, not video,
Audio call?
audio proof that this happened. And this got set up.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't never know that it actually went through. I had heard about the allegations.
yeah, like this
but-
is like mob stuff that Chris Rock
Wow.
got that girl like nearly killed herself over all that stuff. So there are definitely people out there who know who to call, who can pull some strings.
Oh, for
who
sure.
who can definitely make your life
a
terrible.
living hell.
But I don't think that I can like do a seance in the middle of my apartment and pray to some demon.
Yeah.
And do like and sacrifice one of my geckos
I know.
so I can have $1 million.
Well, I mean, for one of your geckos, I can have $1 million. I mean, by all means.
I'm saying I don't believe in it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'll do it. If I can have $1 million, Derek, I'm taking one of those geckos. I'm sorry.
You're not killing my gecko.
I'll buy you another one, but
in that case, we'll just go to a pet store and get a random one.
that's
Like
fine.
we're not taking my gecko.
but it's got to be one of those kinds.
Yeah, it has
Okay.
to be. It's either going to be a gargoyle gecko or a tornadilla.
I'll just get another one and be like, I'll put it in there, take that one,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna be like, why do you look completely different? What the hell? You're not my gecko.
Or or it's like you go to like the group of like these people in dark robes, and they goes, "That is not one of Derek's geckos."
You go to the guy in the alleyway, and he's got them all tied by their tail, and he's like, which one do you want?
You did not get this from a Derek.
You did not get this from Derek. Like the
Go now,
what's-
or you shall. I don't know. Die.
What's
I don't know.
the Meet the Parents? When he spray paints the cat.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not Jinxie Cat. He's like, what? And he goes, you spray painted my cat. It's like, Derek, that is your gecko. No, you spray painted my gecko.
I know you can milk a gecko. Oh, you can milk anything with nipples.
Anything with nipples. Can you
I
milk me?
have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
That's one of the funniest things ever.
I love when they were like in the pool and like he
he
spikes the
hits
ball.
it right
He
in her
goes,
face.
"What the hell is wrong with you, Fokker?" My dad loses it when
Does
that
he?
scene comes on. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
yeah, I don't think the Illuminati exist.
No.
And I think flat earthers make it up to try to make themselves sound smarter, even though it just makes them sound
Wait.
even more dumb.
You're telling me that the Earth is round and not flat?
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
And also, here's my question to people who think the Earth is flat. So, who cares? If it is,
Are they going to the edge of the Earth and falling off?
yeah,
I don't think so.
What does that prove? That NASA's globes are not real? That we've been living on flat Earth this entire time? Congratulations! I still got to pay rent.
Exactly.
I still got to go to work. Like
Yeah, what is that going to change?
yeah, the Earth is flat. Congratulations.
There's still plumbing tomorrow.
yeah, there's still plumbing tomorrow.
Shout out to your boy. I don't know his name.
His name was Phil Adams.
Shout out Phil Adams. There we go.
my old receiving manager.
Nice.
But yeah, like who cares?
Yeah, really. But no, Illuminati is not real.
No.
People doing sacrifices, and for other reasons, is probably real. But no, I don't think they're real at all.
Yeah.
But you know what is real? Something that
Israel?
is real. Israel.
Free Palestine?
You know, that is a shitty situation.
It is.
There is something that I just thought about right now, talking about, sacrificing people and all that. You know that, and it's not something we have on our phones today.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they would do rituals down below the streets of Paris?
Did I hear something about that?
Now, okay, you know about the tunnels, right?
Yes.
You know that they're throwing raves down there now?
Oh, they should be.
I saw a video the other day.
I hope they are. I hope they do it every weekend.
They're bringing generators down there, and in these giant, they're huge rooms.
Yeah.
Like take your this apartment
With no walls.
that apartment, and that apartment. What is it, 4 right
Oh, that's
here?
one room?
Is it 4?
That one, in right up here?
Yes, right here.
Yeah, 4.
4. Take all that and make it one room.
Oh, wow.
Down below these areas.
Yeah.
They've got all the lights. They've got a little generator in the side with this little cord running around. They're like,
I
what
love
is going
everything
down
about
here?
that.
And it's all you hear is
Oh, I love it. I would love to go under there and risk my life for a good time.
all I can think of watching that was, what are these road weirdos thinking in the other room going, we're trying to sacrifice someone
Right.
here, okay?
Can you keep it down? We're trying to summon Cthulhu.
Jesus.
That is hilarious.
Yeah,
Like, think about the mentality of someone's like, oh, there's caves down there? I bet we can throw a party. Like,
Oh, there's real bones and dead bodies down there?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Hey, get the glow sticks. Like, that is fine.
You've never seen the, what is it, as above, so
It's
below?
above, so below.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, you don't need to
Those
watch
are the
it.
people I love, though. Those are the people who I want to hang out with, because those are people who can get stuff shaking and moving.
Yes.
Because if they
Yeah.
see a cavernous
Watch-
cave with dead bodies and they say, let's throw a party
throw a
down
rave.
there, yes, I love you.
Yeah, things are going to be shaking and moving when that whole thing caves in. fuck that.
Listen, like I said, I'm prepared to lose my life for a good time. I would love to have a rave down there, and then it all just starts caving in, and then I'm with all these other psychos and freaks, and I'm like, I love all of you. I love all you. This was the best time of my life. As the rocks get toppled onto us, I love everything about that. That's my dream death.
The rocks and the millions of dead bodies down there just constantly caving in.
That is my dream death, Kyle.
I'll make sure I make it happen. Don't worry. I'll have to look for it. But Paris Catacombs.
Oh, I love that. And the Indianapolis also had something called the Catacombs, which was also underground. I believe it was a time during Prohibition.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a 3-minute, 40-something second video. I think it's this one. The New York Times covered it.
As they should.
And
every news organization should be on top of this.
Was it this one? Do they show the party? I don't think it's. I don't see it.
No.
Maybe it's not this one.
We'll probably have to do some research on that.
Oh,
but
it might be called Goonies Fest.
Oh, even better. It's got a name.
Is it this one?
It's got an official name.
Organizer of the Hardcore Goonies Fest. Yeah, literally pops a sewer thing.
Yep.
Goes down there and they're partying. Yeah.
Yeah, I love everything about that.
It's ridiculous.
That's my favorite thing ever. But there's something not as fun is in Indianapolis called the Catacombs.
Okay.
And it's like this. It's basically just like that. It's underground, like these tunnels and these little pathways, and where they basically would do a lot of things. They'd store alcohol during Prohibition, or like people would be hiding out from the law, all kinds of stuff.
These don't look as scary.
What
the Indianapolis Catacombs?
Oh yeah, they're not.
Oh, these are
no.
Yeah, they're well lit.
Yeah,
very very spacious.
Yeah.
This
it's
is cool.
Yeah, it's not as extravagant.
Now,
but, yeah,
are they illegal to go into?
No, they do tours down there.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, that's why it's well lit.
Oh, yeah, right there, Catacombs tours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not bad. It's a nice little walk. It sucks in the winter because they kind of open it up more in the winter, and it's like it's too cold to be wanting to do that. But it's still okay.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'll tell you something that's not really cool though.
Tell me something that's not cool.
Kind of is cool.
Tell me something that's kind of cool but not cool.
It's a town called Felicity in California.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but there's a town.
Shout out Felicity, California.
Yeah. Okay, I found it.
You found it.
It is on the Kamehameha. Wow.
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha. Okay, all right. It's on the Mexicali border in California. It's supposedly you start, and when I say I'm watching reels and videos, do I believe everything? No.
Mm-mm.
But I started looking more and more and more and more and more and more into it. Even YouTube videos of people that go do explorations of these areas. There's a town in California called Felicity.
Yeah, it is.
And apparently it is owned by like a Rothstein, elitist family, whatever.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati. This is kind of why I wanted to go along those same lines. And supposedly this is what they call the center of the universe.
Interesting.
And there is a place... And, of course, I saw something on Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
This is what I was like, what the hell? This girl came on, and she talked about going to this place with a friend. And there's a room that you can go in. It's like a temple.
Mm-hmm.
And you go into this temple, and you stand in the middle of the room. But before you do it, you have to sign a waiver.
Okay.
And they say you go into the middle of the room, and it's the center of the universe. You wish for whatever you want. I wish, I pray to this person, this and that. I wish I had this, blah, blah, blah. This girl said she wouldn't do it. Her and her friend, they got into the middle of the room, and the lady's like, hey, you need to come sign this. She's like, no, like, why do we need to sign this? And she goes, well, it's like a NDA or something like that. And she had told Joe Rogan, she's like, we felt kind of weird. Like the feeling in the room was very ominous and just not right, like somebody was watching you. And she said that, it felt super weird, and once they got into it, they were telling you, you have to chant this and you have to pray to whatever the name was that she had said. Well, I guess more and more people are looking into this after that clip came out, and the people that the guy that owned the land, supposedly he built this whole place. He was making the stairway to heaven thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 20 feet up in the air, the spiral staircase. And I think they said he died. Somebody saw him laying at the bottom of it and died right then and there. They're saying that because this place has powers, and we'll just say the Illuminati got their elitist riches and everything from it, that they're the reason that he died. And so it's just another conspiracy, but
Okay.
it's definitely along the lines of your whole Illuminati, the people that you love and know, sacrificing things.
I say the audacity of us as human beings
We should do better.
to think that we have in our possession the center of the universe. I like we are so
Shitty.
well, yeah, and the self-worth that we put on ourselves is, not to sound like an asshole, I think it's a little higher than it should be. Like, we as humans are on a planet in a galaxy among other galaxies. To think that we, on our tiny little shitty planet, possess the center of the universe is mind-blowing.
To know that
We think we're so big,
Yeah.
and so important, when we are the smallest of the smallest of the smallest of the speck of dust
guaranteed.
in this galaxy. And I'm not saying that we don't have worth, and I'm not saying that, because I also don't like when people say, oh, we're just so small, we have no worth at all, we're so stupid, we're just in a galaxy, it's dumb. But to say that we have in our possession the center of the universe, yeah, it's like, no, it's not on this planet.
No, I don't think it is either.
We can't even get to Mars.
No.
Without complications. And we think we have the center of the universe on this planet? Give me a break. Go to work.
You're right. So I found there's only 2 people that live in this place.
Okay.
Population 2.
You and me, buddy.
Yeah. Me and you. Let's do it, baby. The founders and only inhabitants of Felicity was Jacques Andre Estelle, a man with with an interesting background and an even more interesting family. He co-founded Parachutes Inc., the country's first parachuting school, and is often credited with bringing parachuting to the American mainstream. His father was a diplomat.
Mm-hmm.
His father is Andre, who was an investment banker who represented Charles de Gaulle, Bretton Woods, the historic monetary and financial conference of the United Nations in 1944.
Was he a self-prescribed alien paleontologist?
Apparently. So this guy with Christine Lagarde, Lagarde?
Yeah, my favorite person.
Who is the managing director of the IMF. So him and her, they got together, I guess. Yves Andre Estelle is the dad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, is the younger brother. Sorry, of the dad.
Okay.
He married this girl, Christine Lagarde. He was a senior advisor to the Rothschild Global Financial Advisory. Prior to that, he was a vice chairman of Rothschild Inc.
Mm.
And then it says, in case you didn't know, the Rothschilds represent the single most powerful elite bloodline of the past centuries. So I'm thinking that just like that movie, I think it's called The Invitation.
Yeah.
They're vampires.
That's more plausible.
So vampires are real.
Yeah, vampires are real. The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
The Illuminati is real.
And
we possess the center of the universe.
And Tupac and Matthew Perry are hanging out down at Carl's Jr. in Africa.
Yes, and the cashier is Michael Jackson.
Yes. Yeah. Debunked.
Life debunked. We got it. We figured it out. Nothing to see here.
Oh, knock at the door. Who's that? Oh, it's just a hitman. We're done.
I did my best. Oh.
Why is he naked?
Yeah, that's what that would be.
Stop it.
Listen. I'm going to end this podcast on something unbelievable. Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. I think Tupac was gay.
Wow, I didn't think you were going to end with that. I thought you were going to end it with Crown Jewel. Wow.
All right, remember, like, share, subscribe, and...
Wow. All right.
But that's a conversation for another time.
Okay. Well, Tupac was gay. Is that why he wore his bandana forward? See a lot of
it had nothing to do with his bandana.
Sure.
It had everything to do with everything else.
Oh, Lord.
But that's a conversation for another time.
Fuck your bitch and the click you claim?
Yeah.
West Side, here we ride?
Yeah.
Call me quick with game? Used to be a player and I fucked your wife. Podcast.